The Dangers of Using AI in Cybersecurity by Keelan Christian Singh, Crystal Ho, Gianna Lawson, and Michael Zelaya. What is AI? AI, or artificial intelligence, is a machine or program that carries out tasks or goals by themselves, typically in a similar fashion to humans. Normally, when we talk about AI, we usually think about self-driving cars and virtual assistants, like the Google Home. However, AI is also used in many other things like cybersecurity, in which it takes the place of the traditionally manually done tasks of dealing with cyber attacks and protection. There are many benefits of using AI in cybersecurity, like the convenience of AI always being alert and ready to defend from attacks, the speed that it uses to deal with these attacks, and how dynamic AI can be to learn and change to deal with the cyber attacks. However, as good as AI sound, they also have a myriad of problems as well. AI can easily fall prey to poisoning data, and attacks are now being used more and more often in malicious cyber activity and can easily have many vulnerabilities like design flaws and inconsistent coding. While the benefits of AI are numerous, its usage in cybersecurity has led to more advanced cyber attacks, poisonous data and attacks can lead to major issues, and AI vulnerabilities like design flaws and inconsistent coding can lead to dangerous consequences, and these negative consequences outweigh the benefits of using AI in cybersecurity. Both machine learning and deep learning, types of techniques in training AI systems, rely on creating algorithms or neural networks that build upon a database in order to make predictions and solve problems. This means that the effectiveness of an AI system is directly correlated to the data that was used to train it. Unfortunately, this type of learning opens up a type of attack called poisoning attack. These attacks exploit the learning algorithms in AI systems by injecting misleading or irrelevant data in order to skew the system's predictive algorithm. For example, if an AI system was being trained to figure out the difference between a cat and a dog, and then was fed an image of a frog while it was learning, it could end up mislabeling a frog as a dog or a cat. Why does this matter? Research shows that data poisoning can have devastating consequences when used against weak systems. An example of such was during a controlled experiment with a healthcare database model. After being fed poisoning data, 75% of patients had their doses changed by over 90%. This would most likely kill a patient. It's easy to think about how convenient AI are, but it's also important to remember that even the smallest bit of misinformation can lead to major consequences. This data diet vulnerability makes AI systems too unreliable to be used for a sector like cybersecurity who aims to protect the data of its users.
So, as discussed before, the design of AI allows it to be adaptable and efficient, and as a result, there is no need and, in fact, a lack of human intervention. Humans don't need to monitor AI after it's developed because it learns on its own and it evolves on its own, and consequently, it is prone to a lot of malicious cyber activity. So, one past case of malicious cyber activity is the 2010 Ticketmaster incident, where 3 operators of a ticket scalping agency bypassed CAPTCHA using AI, and CAPTCHA is the squiggly lines and letters and numbers that some websites display to prove that a visitor is human and not a bot. So these 3 ticket operators scammed many different companies out of thousands of tickets and resold them to make a lot of money. And they used AI to do this. And another example is that of CyberLover, which is one example of many different types of software that conducts automated flirtatious conversations, normally in virtual chat rooms or dating sites like Tinder, to attempt to get personal information from users that are looking for online romances, such as social security numbers, credit card information, phone numbers, things like that. And this is in fact done all with the use of AI. So this can highlight exactly how dangerous AI can be.
Vulnerabilities of AI. AI can be considered a finite machine or program in which people place large expectations with the attempt to solve open-ended problems. There's expectation for AI to simulate human behavior and follow the code of ethics, but when we place these unrealistic expectations or ideas during the design stage, it can lead to poor design choices. A finite machine cannot simulate an infinite amount of rules and behaviors, especially if it's human ethics or rules that change throughout history. AI simply uses what it has been trained to do and categorizes it based on its knowledge. AI has been observed to learn from the data retrieved, but issues of how the data is input and processed produces flaws. This is part of the reason why AI has become vulnerable. These type of design flaws can involve the unrealistic expectations, mislabeled data, or use of program without proper implementation. It could potentially lead to incorrect or unethical results because of the malfunction or poor design choice. An example of this would be an AI program scoring dark-skinned contestants in a beauty contest lower, or categorizing images incorrectly because it labels the picture based on categories it knows, instead of forming a new category. Despite knowing that AI can increase speed and precision, there is a chance it could produce the opposite or unethical result if these flaws were either manipulated or created unintentionally. It can present a different result or malfunction instead of providing the security that is needed.
Now that we've established what a formidable foe AI can prove to be, let's discuss what positive impacts AI has made in the various fields and the remarkable convenience it has brought to society. So, in business, AI assists the movement of products from manufacturer to client with more noteworthy productivity and less waste. In fact, the system software predicts the interests of consumers by using their search histories and other user data. AI chatbots give websites an interface to communicate on with a human-like projection of software that helps consumers make decisions and selections and spares organizations the expense of human employment. Very urbanized areas worldwide have been using AI algorithms to assist these regions with monitoring criminal activity, economic growth, and even healthcare, and they're being developed and tested currently. Government officials can utilize these advancements to make executive decisions regarding laws and policies too. The military has also begun the incorporation of AI that can pose advantages in cybersecurity, battle, and transportation. Apart from the battle coordination, AI can aid the military further by processing large amounts of surveillance data from satellite imagery, target tracking, and resource and supply line management. However, it is important to note that despite these advantages, AI can be very dangerous as all these contributions to society have a number of potential anomalies within them that can cause various threats to cybersecurity, sensitive data, and even life. For instance, think of AI like a knife. A knife is a tool used to cut various things for a purpose like fruits or meat, but it can also be used maliciously for murder. Likewise, AI can be used as a tool for human benefit, but it can also be used as a weapon if used for the wrong intent.
In conclusion, AI provides a level of convenience and precision in certain fields. However, developing a dependency on the technology would be advised against, since AI's weaknesses can be exploited or accidentally create a technology that produces unethical or incorrect results. Therefore, the weaknesses of AI, such as design flaws and malicious input, makes AI unreliable, which outweighs the benefits of relying on AI in cybersecurity. Our discussion questions are: how does knowing more about the dangers of AI affect your thoughts of using it in cybersecurity? Do the cons of using AI in cybersecurity outweigh the pros? Why or why not? What are some things that can be done to lessen the dangers of using AI in cybersecurity? Thank you.